Yo, what's good everyone? It's Big Star back again. For a while now, I've been seeing a lot of you asking for a proper wing play setup, and I've also been seeing a lot of people asking me to make a formation around the new Roberto Martinez manager. So today, I'm finally unveiling the complete 4-1-3 wing play setup that I've been testing over the past few days. And I didn't just jump into a few matches and call it a day. I tested different player profiles, different individual instructions, different attacking structures, and multiple variations of the setup until I found the combination that felt the most complete. And honestly, this formation has been a lot of fun to use. The attacking patterns are dangerous, the player movements feel natural, and every attack feels like it has real purpose. And since Roberto Martinez supports both quick counter and long ball playstyles, I tested this setup with both playstyles. And in both cases, the player movement felt smooth, the positioning stayed balanced, and with the right adjustments, it was also very solid defensively. So in today's video, I'll show you the formation structure, squad building, individual instructions, and gameplay highlights so you can see exactly how it performs in real matches. I'll also show you my recent match history so you can judge the consistency of the setup for yourself. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I post tactical breakdowns, formation guides, player progression builds, reviews, and plenty of other videos to help you improve your gameplay. So now, let's get straight into it. Alright guys, like I mentioned earlier, I've been testing this setup for the past few days, and these are the matches I played with it. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, I did lose a few games. No formation in effotball guarantees a 100% win rate, and that's completely normal. But what a good formation should give you is consistency, and that's exactly what this setup has been giving me. As you can see, I tested it in both division and event matches, and it consistently performed at a high level. Alright, before we get into the formation structure, the squad building, and the individual instructions, I want us to watch some gameplay first. So while you're watching, don't just focus on the goals. Pay attention to how the team moves as a unit, how we create passing options, how the players position themselves off the ball, and how we defend immediately after losing possession. Those little details are what make this setup so effective. So after the gameplay, I'll show you the complete formation, the squad building, and every individual instruction I use. Alright, guys, the gameplay has started. And like I mentioned earlier, don't just focus on the goals. I want you to pay attention to the overall movement of the team. Now, when I say this formation is consistent, I'm not saying you won't concede goals, or that you can't lose matches. No formation in effotball is unbeatable, and no setup will guarantee you a 100% win rate. What this setup gives you is balance and consistency. The players always feel connected, there's almost always a safe passing option available, and you will rarely feel like your midfield has disappeared or your attackers have become isolated. And as you watch these highlights, I think you'll start to notice exactly what I mean. Whether I'm building the attack from the back, playing through midfield, attacking down the wings, or breaking down a compact defense, the movement of the players always gives me multiple options, and that's probably my favorite thing about this setup. The players always seem connected to each other. Even when the opponent presses aggressively, there are still multiple ways to escape the press. Now, here's a good example of something I always tell you guys. No formation in effotball is perfect. Even with a very balanced setup, you'll still concede goals from time to time. In this situation, my opponent took advantage of the kickoff and managed to score. That's not because the formation suddenly stopped working. It's simply one of those moments that can happen during a match. What really matters is how the team performs over the course of the entire game. Can it consistently create chances? Can it defend well for most of the match? Can it help you control the game more often than not? That's what you should judge a formation on, not on a single sequence. So even after conceding here, I stayed with the same setup, trusted the system, and continued playing my game. One thing you'll notice throughout these clips is how easy it is to progress the ball. I'm rarely forcing risky passes because there's almost always another passing option available. That's one of the biggest strengths of this setup. Watch the spacing between the players. Nobody is standing too far away from each other, so it's much easier to keep possession and build attacks patiently. This is also why I enjoy using this formation. It doesn't force you to play one specific way. If the middle is open, you can attack through the middle. If your opponent is defending narrowly, the wings are always available. Now look at the transition the moment I regain possession. Pay attention to how quickly the team switches from defending to attacking. The movement is immediate, and that's one of the biggest strengths of this setup. You'll notice how the players don't just stand and wait for the ball. As soon as possession is won, they immediately start making forward runs and creating passing options. That's what makes the counterattacks feel so dangerous. Watch how quickly we move the ball forward here. I'm not forcing difficult passes because the movement of the players naturally gives me simple and effective options to progress the attack. This is what I mean by smooth player movement. The transition feels very natural. Every time I win the ball back, I already have teammates moving into useful spaces. And that's exactly what makes this setup so enjoyable to use. It always feels like the team is working together, giving you the confidence to play your football instead of forcing unnecessary passes. And once you understand how it moves and how the players support each other, you'll realize it's one of the most balanced wing play systems I've used in a long time.
Have been forced to do it the hard way, but they have pulled themselves through unwaveringly to win. A great performance by...
Now, watch this attack carefully. The moment my opponent makes a loose pass, the players are already in a good position to punish the mistake. That's also one of the things I really like about this setup. It constantly puts your players in positions where they can capitalize on your opponent's errors. Whether it's a misplaced pass, a heavy touch, or a poor decision under pressure, you usually have someone close enough to intercept the ball and immediately turn defense into attack. And once the ball is recovered, the transition is so quick. Instead of slowing the play down, you already have teammates making forward runs, creating passing options, and stretching the opposition before they can reorganize defensively. That's why so many of the attacks in this setup feel dangerous. You're not forcing opportunities, they naturally come from winning the ball in good areas and attacking before your opponent can recover their shape. Another thing you'll notice is that the players don't all run into the same space. Everyone makes different movements, so you always have multiple options. If the direct pass isn't available, there's usually another safe pass to keep the attack alive. This also makes the formation feel very comfortable to play with. And that's what I mean when I say the setup is balanced. It gives you enough defensive stability to compete for the ball, and once you win it back, it gives you the attacking movement to make the most of those moments. And over the course of a match, those little moments can make a huge difference. Now, before we jump back into the gameplay, let me show you the complete formation setup, the squad building, and the key individual instructions that make this system work so effectively. After that, we'll head back into the gameplay, and you'll be able to see exactly how everything comes together in real matches. So guys, this is exactly how you should set up the 4-2-1-3 formation. Try to position your players exactly like this, and avoid making too many positional adjustments because even small changes can affect the movement, spacing, and overall balance of the formation. One of the biggest strengths of this setup is how balanced it feels, and that's something you don't want to lose by changing the player positions too much. Now for the squad building. For the best results, try to follow this structure as closely as possible. This setup is built around strong link-up play, quick attacking transitions, good midfield balance, and solid defensive stability. You want players who are comfortable on the ball, intelligent with their movement, and capable of supporting both the attack and the defense throughout the match. Choosing the right player profiles is just as important as using the right formation. Now, let's quickly move on to the individual instructions, because this is where a lot of the magic happens. For the first instruction, give anchoring to your creative playmaker, roaming flank, or hole player, depending on which one you're using on either side. The reason for this is simple. Anchoring helps that player maintain their position, instead of drifting too far from their zone. And this gives your team better width, creates more reliable passing options, and makes the overall attacking shape much more consistent. Next, give both defensive and deep line to your DMF. Since quick counter naturally plays with a higher defensive line, these instructions help your DMF sit deeper, protect the space in front of the center backs, and make the team much more compact whenever you lose possession. It also provides extra security against quick counterattacks through the middle. Finally, use your last instruction slot on counter target for your center forward. This keeps your striker higher up the pitch instead of dropping too deep, so the moment you regain possession, you already have an advanced outlet for a quick transition. That's one of the biggest reasons this setup feels so dangerous on the counter, because your striker is already in position to attack the space immediately. Now that everything is set up, let's jump back into the gameplay to see how everything worked together in real matches. To be honest guys, this setup works so well with the instructions, especially when you fully master it. Just watch how the players move as a unit. Every instruction we just set up is contributing to the overall balance of the team. Notice how the center forward stays high up the pitch instead of dropping too deep.
And a chance! It's their second corner of the game. there. You score!
Now look at the transition here, guys. Because of the counter-target instruction, the moment I regain possession, I already have an attacking outlet waiting to stretch the defense. That makes the transition from defense to attack much quicker and much more dangerous. And like I said earlier, one of the biggest strengths of this setup is how well it capitalizes on your opponent's mistakes. Whenever they make a loose pass, take a heavy touch, or lose possession in a dangerous area, this formation usually has players in the right positions to punish them immediately, and that's exactly what you're seeing here.
That's great disguise he got on that finish too. Just toying with the defence, making them guess the wrong thing to do. Made him look a bit silly, Peter.
Milan takes a shot! It's a goal!
Another thing I really enjoy is how natural the passing feels. I'm not looking around wondering where my next pass is going to be. Most of the time, the movement of the players has already created 2 or 3 passing options before I even receive the ball. This also makes the team feel very composed under pressure. Now watch this transition. The moment we win the ball back, everyone immediately starts moving forward. The striker is already high up the pitch, the midfield joins the attack at the right time, and the wide players are ready to stretch the defense. That's exactly the kind of transition I was talking about earlier, and this is why I keep saying the setup is balanced. It doesn't just help you attack, and it doesn't just help you defend. It connects every phase of the game together, from winning the ball, to building the attack, to creating chances, and then recovering defensively if the move breaks down. And that's what has impressed me the most after testing this formation. It consistently puts the team in good positions throughout the match, and once you get used to the movement, you'll really start to appreciate how complete the setup feels. So guys, that's it for this setup. Give it a try, especially if you enjoy wing play, and let me know how it performs for you in-game. I genuinely love to hear your experience and whether it suits your style of play. And as most of you already know, this is just the unveiling video. The full tactical breakdown is coming next. In that video, we'll go much deeper into how this formation actually works. I'll break down the link-up play, the attacking patterns, the defensive structure, the player movements, and the different strategies you can use to get the best out of this setup. So if you're new to wing play, or if you're struggling to understand certain parts of the formation, that video will help you get the most out of it. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss future tactical breakdowns, player reviews, progression builds, and other helpful content. And if there's anything you don't understand, and you'd like me to explain or make a video about, let me know in the comments below. I always read your suggestions, and they help me decide what to cover next. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe guys, and I'll catch you all in the next video.
Less than what they are.